Hi, this is Don from Ridge Engineering. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to import MapMyTracks data into our new PC Travel version 3. MapMyTracks is an app that will run on your iOS device, like an iPhone or an iPad, I think. I think the iPad has to have a cellular network so that it has the GPS that you need. And it also runs on Android devices. And it's used for lots of things, but it can be used to collect travel time data by putting it in a car and driving around with it. It's not great, as I'll show you in a little while, but it is an option, and I'm going to show you how to use it if you choose to. Now what you do is you collect your data on your device, then you export it to the MapMyTracks website, and from there you can export it to a variety of formats. One of them, I think, is a GPX format, and then you can convert the GPX format into a CSV format. And then if you open that CSV formatted file in Excel and save it, you'll end up with an XLS file that looks like this. Now this is what we want for PC Travel version 3. We want a .xls file, not the newer XLSX that Excel has, but the older 2007 format .xls file. And here's what it looks like. You've got a timestamp that has the date and part of the time, but not the complete time. It doesn't have the seconds. Then they have a duration, which is the time to the nearest second, longitude and latitude that we need for mapping the data on the map, and the speed that we use to calculate the distance in PC Travel. So those are the four important data points that we need, and the other things we're just going to ignore. But this is the file format that you want to end up with your XLS file, because this is the format that the software is assuming it'll see. So it'll look for the time in the second column, longitude in third, latitude in fourth, and speed over here. So make sure your file, your XLS file, looks exactly like this, otherwise it won't work. So I'm going to close this. I don't need to save it, and I'm going to get rid of this. And now PC Travel version 3 hasn't been released yet as I make this tutorial, but it will be relatively soon. And this import routine was added to PC Travel 3 because PC Travel version 2, which you probably have, has been frozen. We're not going to add any new features to it. We will do bug fixes. If people find problems, we will fix those, but we're not going to add any new features or augment any of the existing features in version 2. PC Travel version 3 is coming along. It'll be in general beta probably in a little while, so it's fine for using it right now. You can do full studies and do full reports. So this is where the MapMyTracks import has been added. PC Travel version 3 is very much like version 2, except it's been rewritten in a newer language that makes it much easier for us to make changes, fix bugs, add new features. And so we rewrote the software, but we didn't completely redesign the software. So you'll be very, if you're used to version 2, you won't have any troubles with version 3, I don't think. Okay, so you've done all the MapMyTracks stuff. You've created a XLS file, and it's in your field data files folder in PC Travel. And this is the preferences screen, and the field data files is under field data files, and then there's a MapMyTracks folder for the specific data that we've collected. And I'm going to click on Process, MapMyTracks, it goes to the folder that's currently selected as the field data files folder, and it shows any XLS files that meet a couple of the proper criteria. So it's in the proper format. I only have one right now, so this is what I'll show you. Now, when you click on it, it opens that XLS file, and then it converts the data and loads it into the View GPS Data screen. And from here on, it's exactly like normal version 2 software. But notice all these red rows are missing data points that the software didn't collect in the field for whatever reason. There must be a setting in there for how often it stores the data, and it must be the default to 2 or 3, but it's not consistent. Sometimes it's 3 seconds, sometimes it's 2 seconds, but it never collects second by second data, which is really what we want. But the software is used to having missing points, because even all GPS receivers will occasionally miss a point here and there. So the software does have routines to clean up data like this. It really wasn't designed for this level of bad data, but it does work. So you click on Find and Fix All Data, and it goes through the entire data set and fixes the data. And by fixing it, what we mean is we make sure that there's a data point every second, and then we linearly interpolate between the last good speed and the next good speed. So for each of those points, and we do the same thing for the latitude and the longitude, and we put in the proper times. So you can see in this case there was 9 seconds or 8 seconds missing, and it started at 37.1, and the next good time was 33.2 miles per hour. So it calculated what the values were, assuming the car decelerated smoothly from 37 to 33. It's not an exact, not correct, but it's probably close enough. And if you have more than 10 seconds in a row, the software won't automatically fix it. You'll have to go into the Find Next Missing Data row and make sure it looks okay before it'll fix it. But in this case, it fixed all the data, and now all these green rows have been fixed. So this data is okay. I still wouldn't call it great by any means, because the linear interpolation is never exact, but it's not too bad. And then you do the normal that you do with PC Travel. You convert it to a run file, and then you can go and rename the runs. This screen is pretty much the same, and then you can create a study and do all that stuff. And let me just show you what this data looks like on the map. So we're going to map this data. Now what's really interesting is that when you zoom in on this data, it doesn't correspond to a road that is on the map that I have. But this is a 2015 Census Bureau map. So at first I thought there was probably a problem, but one of the things I can do is I can click on a point and then use Google Earth to see what's there. When I do that, apparently there's an elevated highway. I'm assuming it's new, and that's where this data was collected. But otherwise, it looks pretty good. I mean, you can. And so this is one run, and you can do the normal things that you do. You can go to the beginning and trim the run, trim the end, print your reports. It's pretty much all the same. So I just wanted to show you how to do the import and show you how it looks like in PC Travel 3. So if you're interested in this, let us know, and we can arrange to get you an evaluation copy of this to play with. Thank you.